This is a special multi-part series called Have Gi Will Travel, a philosophical journey. If you don't want to wait for new episodes to drop, you can listen to or watch this entire series as a supercut on Patreon or Ko-Fi. Part 1. An Introduction.
Do the impossible, see the invisible. Row, row, fight the power. Touch the untouchable, break the unbreakable. Row, row, fight the power.
In 2008, I quit my job, traveled the world, and trained martial arts. This was never my plan, but like many great things in life, things work out better when you don't plan for it. You see, when I quit my job and got on the road, I had no idea what I was doing or what was going to happen. No map, no GPS, and no working radio. It broke the first night. But that's what made it memorable. That's why it's called an adventure, not a plan. People love goals and plans. Well, I don't know if we really love goals and plans. We're told to love goals and plans, even if it kills us. And I particularly didn't feel like dying, so I kissed it all goodbye. This life on autopilot just wasn't working for me. My reason for living wasn't to be the best robot. Part 2. To each their own. Do you know what to each their own means? It means we all have rights to our own preferences. It's actually an old Latin term, sum cuique. To many of us, our preferences are a set of defaults that have been handed down to us. We never chose them. Nonetheless, we fight for them. And when we fight for our limitations, we keep them. But our preferences were never meant to be a set of defaults. The synonym for preference is choice. Just as flowers in a garden, we were supposed to pick our favorites. So I picked mine. I'd like to believe I have some modicum of freedom in my life, where I can do the things I feel like doing, when I feel like doing them. Goals and plans predetermine the whole thing. Where's the fun in predeterminism? As a side note, in predeterminism, there is no you, not a you in the common way you think of yourself. You're a pawn, compelled by fate. And when you're told of your goals, rather than resist, you double your efforts to be successful, to be rich, to be famous, to be whatever you think you're supposed to be. Suppose is the belief that things are predetermined. Doing what you think you're supposed to requires no consciousness. You're a bot. But I want to do what I want. We fear robots will take our jobs, but they already have. We are the robots. We have removed humanity from our roles, and what is left are flesh and blood machines, fulfilling the roles actual humans once did. Even the term robot doesn't mean what we think it means. It's an old Slavonic word that means slave. We are slaves to our roles. The reason this is what we call machines and not human slaves is that human slaves can still escape. They can revolt, though there will be consequences. And in the arc of history, humans have been able to free themselves. Machines have not. Machines wouldn't even know to do that. That's why machines make for the best robots, best slaves. But if we forget that we can escape our roles, then we too are robot slaves. If it does not occur to us, then we are not free to do it. We think the ultimate reward for this comedy of errors is that our souls will be compensated. But what soul does a chatbot or a real estate calculator have? Did all my lost toys from childhood end up in heaven as well? You tell a toy train that if it goes from point A to B, it can sit on the mantle. Then you set the tracks from A to B and turn the train on and have it fulfill its role. Then you place the train on the mantle. What happened? Nothing for the train, because the train has no self-determinism and no self-awareness. One might say that's the train and we are people, but a biological machine that is predetermined has no soul. So what's the point? This is why we say our roles are soul-sucking. But I wanted my soul back. Or maybe back isn't the right word. Maybe I just wanted to have a soul of my own. If you don't want to wait for the next episode of Have Gi Will Travel, you can listen to or watch this entire series as a supercut on Patreon or Ko-Fi.